Hello, my name is David Justus, creator of the 45-Minute Work Hour, your system for better time management. Time mastery is man's ultimate quest. Most people think they have forever to live, but we never know when we might get sick, become disabled, or even die, and by then, it's too late. Our quest for better time management, however, can be a challenging one. If you Google time management tips, you'll discover about 2,720,000,000 results. Try sorting through that. And if you went on Amazon, you'd have to look through over 20,000 books on time management. Again, no easy task. Here's the good news. I did all the research for you, and I strategically placed it into 4 key principles that offer a proven plan for better time management. I'd like to share with you a brief story that helps illustrate how this program will be extremely beneficial to you. See, when I was 18 years old, I followed my father's footsteps and I enlisted in the U.S. Navy. I scored at the top of every mental assessment and I felt quite confident going in, till I had the shocking reality, the kind that just makes the blood drain from your face. I couldn't swim. For weeks leading up to boot camp, I took swimming lessons. I learned the techniques for floating, breathing, and treading water. Every day, I was more determined to become a good swimmer. After 6 weeks, I could swim across the pool without my feet even touching the bottom. However, in Navy boot camp, with my wiry frame and shaven head, my knees were knocking as the day for the swim test arrived. You know, the instructions seemed quite simple. Jump, tread water, swim across the pool. But as I waited for my turn on the jump tower, I licked my dry, cracked lips as my eyes became transfixed with horror as another sailor, paralyzed by fear, was forced off the platform by the barking commands of the company commander. He dropped like an anchor to the bottom, and after several minutes of his not resurfacing, the lifeguard pulled him out with a large pole. I just knew this was going to be my last day on Earth. So as I stood on the edge of the jump tower, my heart pounding, I counted to 3 and nothing. Again, I counted to 3 and nothing. Then came the growl of the company commander. Jump already! I immediately launched myself forward. 3 seconds of terror was followed by a splash and a rush of water as I plunged into the pool. I did safely swim across the pool, but in my mind, I scarcely made it out alive. And afterwards, I was haunted by the thought, how was I ever going to be a good sailor if I could barely swim? After boot camp and schooling, I was assigned to the USS O'Bannon DD 987 in Charleston, South Carolina. The ship was going on a North Atlantic cruise, which would take 10 days to cross the Atlantic Ocean. Now, just so you can understand the magnitude of this trip, once you leave port, within hours, the only thing you can see for miles and miles is water. Not a pleasant thought for a sailor who can't swim. A shipmate named Tim, he was a salty sailor, you know, with a rat's nest beard. He must have sensed my concern. And he said, what's the problem? I explained about my swimming techniques I learned from the safety of a pool, but the Atlantic Ocean was no pool. I was sure that if I ever fell overboard, I'd be lost at sea and eventually eaten by sharks. Tim roared with laughter. Here I am charting my course for survival, and he was laughing at me because I could barely swim. Tim explained, unless you can swim 1,000 miles, it doesn't matter how good a swimmer you are. Just make sure you know how to put on your life jacket. Lesson learned. The whole experience didn't have to be so painful. I didn't have to master every technique for swimming to be a good sailor. I just had to understand the foundational principle for survival. Know how to put on your life jacket. Time mastery is a lot like swimming. There are a lot of techniques you can use to save time, such as websites and books, all filled with techniques. But until you understand the foundational principles of time management, applying them can be a painful process. The good news is that this program, the 45-minute work hour, is like knowing how to put on your life jacket. It identifies the 4 key principles of better time management. The faster you master these principles, the sooner you'll be on your way to a more fulfilling life. Here are some universal truths about time you should understand before we go any further in this program. Number 1, time management is really about life management. When time is used effectively, people achieve better results and reach their goals faster. They live happier lives at home, are more productive at work, and gain a stronger sense of satisfaction and accomplishment. Number 2, time is consistent. Every person from the wealthiest to the person desperate for food has the same amount of time at their disposal. The difference between the two is how each spends it. Number 3, time is money. Most people exchange their time for a paycheck. In turn, this paycheck allows them to purchase a car, have a roof over their head, and feed their families. Therefore, every minute, hour, or day is a potential gold mine to the right person. After the completion of this course, or what I call your quest for better time management, you will be a master of your time. During this program, you'll discover a plan, which is an acronym for better time management. You meet 4 different but knowledgeable people. First, you're going to meet in the next module CEO Richard Hayes, who will help you pinpoint what is most important to you and how to establish your priorities. In module 3, you'll meet Sarah, a flower shop owner, mother, and artist. She teaches us how to identify what time we can actually manage and then how to leverage it. In the next module, Lucky Haskins, an insurance agent, shares a method for increasing your productivity without working longer hours. Like that. And lastly, in module 5, Jim Foster, he's a top real estate agent, and he will reveal to you how to train people to respect how you're using your time so they will stop interrupting you. Soon you'll be on your way to success, because the information that follows will not only save you time, it might just save your life.